What is good, Osiris here? This time I'm stuck in war, just like the rest of us in America, rest of us in the world. The USA Today came out with a great article detailing the US counterterrorism operations that touched 85 countries in the last 3 years alone, detailing how the US is still aggressively tackling terrorism. Really, that's a fancy way of saying we are at war constantly. The article did a great job breaking it down with 8 countries where the U.S. has seen members engaged in combat, 7 countries where the U.S. conducted air and or drone strikes. This is over the past 3 years. They did a great job detailing the human capital, the loss of human capital from U.S. troops to civilians who are displaced and became refugees. The cost of war has not just been an economic one, it's been one of human tragedy. $6.4 trillion dollars. When you talk about the money, as far as the cost, some people are making out big time. So when it came out that the US had carried out airstrikes against Iran-backed militia in Syria and it was approved by Joe Biden, it was no surprise to me. I follow Jack Posobiec. I follow Jack Posobiec on Twitter, and he's one of my favorite follows on Twitter. Hey, who knows? I might be a super follower of his. I would want to see his tweets. Let's just put it like that. One thing, super follow is the new thing Twitter's coming out that's going to monetize it. So you might want to check that out if you haven't heard of it. I digress. He tweeted just a couple days ago, one thing people aren't picking up on is how focused the Biden White House is on Syria. They want Assad and his generals gone. This is taking up way more of their time than they're letting on publicly. I'm not surprised. What I expected with the Joe Biden era was a repeat, a continuation of the Obama era.
Said as soon as Biden's in, it's only going to be a matter of time until he relaunches the bombing campaigns, and here we are.
That's the meme. There's a meme. It's amazing. You guys know the meme of Biden eating ice cream?
Yeah.
Luke posted it, and it's a woman with a Biden hat screaming, "Can I have my $2,000 check, please?" And Biden goes, "Yeah, sure, babe. I'll bomb Syria."
So I've talked a couple times on different videos how I voted for Obama twice, and I wouldn't do the same thing now. Even though everything about Obama wasn't bad, I was not happy with the bombs, and the bombs were numerous. This is a tweet from Uncle Hotep. If you bomb a country 1 month into office, then that is called a priority. That is not a very long time. Some people were surprised it took that long, but it was really not that long of a road. And I wasn't surprised. Barack Obama, as we know, won the Nobel Peace Prize back in 2009. One of the most controversial decisions that they've made, giving out that award, asking what he has really accomplished as a figure. He will always be remembered. There's no question about that. The downside is that he proved to be a warmonger. He proved to be a hawk, to be hawkish. When we look at 2016 alone, the Obama administration dropped at least 26,171 bombs. This means that every day of 2016, the U.S. military blasted combatants or civilians overseas with 72 bombs every day. That's 3 bombs every hour, 24 hours a day. I tweeted, this is just the beginning. So Joe Biden's dropping bombs now. He's got a long way to get to that 26,000 number. And we probably have people who are doing financial projections from defense contractors like Raytheon who are projecting on 30,000 bombs in a year. I wouldn't be surprised. As a side note, I found it kind of interesting that reports are, and I respect Jack a lot, are that Kamala Harris was not informed prior to the Syrian bombing and is very upset about being left out of the loop. That's a problem for Biden. They can't do that. In my opinion, it's all been laid out. Kamala will be taking over at some point. We don't know when. That's me. I'm speculating. You don't want to keep her out of the loop. She's really almost like a president, right? I mean, she's not a normal vice president. That's not someone I want angry at me. So just give her the heads up, guys. That was a side note. Just a thought. Just give her a heads up. You don't want those problems, I don't think. Lady Justice Iran on Twitter stated Assad and his generals should be gone. No one should debate that. Well, you raise a good point, Shima. Great point. You might be right even. So why doesn't Congress take a vote on this, make their case to the American people, and go on record? If it's that obvious, if it's that great, it should be a no-brainer. It should be unanimous. My biggest takeaway, and it angers me, so I'm trying to calm down. To my knowledge, Congress has not voted on war since 2001 or 2-ish with the Iraq War. Congress has not voted to authorize a use of military force since 2001. Why are we okay with that? They purposely are ducking the responsibility because they're funding these wars. That $6.4 trillion is all funded through Congress, but they are not voting for the war. The vote on the Iraq war has been haunting politicians. Joe Biden overcame it, but it's been haunting politicians ever since they voted for it. People have held that against them. It actually helped Obama that he did not. So when you look at it, who gets paid off by this war? It's very expensive.
You look at the wars that have been started, all of them are based on false pretenses. All of them are based on benefiting the military-industrial complex that is now getting their lunch with the Biden presidency, especially with the latest attacks that happened tonight, but also even before that. When you look at Raytheon, for an example, which, by the way, a board member is now our defense secretary of Raytheon.
That's great.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's very. What did they call it in the media when they described him? He was a person of color, and that was great. His history,
diversity.
Yeah, it was they talked about diversity, but not his Raytheon pass. And now you look at what the Biden administration is doing with Raytheon. Raytheon just got an $85 million weapons deal with Chile, $197 million weapons deal in Egypt, $245 million weapons deal with the United States, and another $1.2 billion weapons deal with U.S. missile defense systems. That's what Raytheon just got under a Biden presidency.
Do you think they want people voting on this? Because they know people don't like this. It's uniting the populist left and the populist right. And there's a lot of pressure for representatives to vote no on this stuff because we feel safe at home. There might be legitimate reasons for us to enjoy the comforts that we have in America that those bombs drop. There's a price for the comfort that we have. There's a price for the cell phones. There's a price for the iPads. There's a price for the computers and the house and the safety and the TVs. Maybe it's a price that some people are willing to pay, some are not. But I feel these defense contractors and politicians feel we're too stupid to be honest with.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
So right now, we're acting as a monarchy with this war. It's really up to the president. And is it really up to the president? Reports said they bypass Trump all the time, like he wasn't anything. In this now deleted tweet, Amy Siskin said, so different having military action under Biden. No middle school level threats on Twitter. Trust Biden and his team's competence. There's a reason why the tweet was deleted. Take care.